So you're starting a business. Should you use your name or a business name? Let's talk about it. What up, y'all? Welcome back. I'm Liz Marie, a brand strategist and creative who helps women and BIPOC entrepreneurs level up their brand so we can shatter glass ceilings and build generational wealth. That's what we're doing here, and I'm here to help. I get asked this all the time, Every friend that I have that's starting a company where they are really central to it has asked me this question. I had to navigate it myself. Trust me, I have a lot of experience with this issue, and it is a really common question. So if you don't want to watch this whole video, I'm just gonna tell you right now, it really doesn't matter that much. So stop being afraid and go start your fucking business. That's the sum of it. But now that that's out of the way, let's actually talk about it. I'll share how I made this decision myself, and a few key questions to ask yourself to help find the right answer for you. And remember, this is not specific to Instagram. This applies for your whole company, but usually this comes up when it's time to pick a username. I don't know why. So it's a good place to start. So the first question, is your name unique, ownable, easy to pronounce and understand? And do you like it? Do you even like your name? So this came into play for me because my name is Liz Marie. First name Liz, last name Marie. And there's actually a super popular blogger named Liz Marie. I don't remember her last name. I initially just wanted to use my name, and that wasn't really an option because she owned all of the SEO, all of the good domains, all the good stuff for that name. So I eventually decided to do kind of a modified version where I kept my name, but I added strategy at the end. A little bit of the best of both worlds. But that was really just because I couldn't own it. I couldn't own my name. So if you can own your name, it's unique enough, easy enough to find if someone searches for it, easy enough to pronounce, and you like it, it's a perfectly good option. If not, maybe find something else. Number 2, do you want to build out a team, a bigger company, or even just be perceived as bigger than you are? If so, you probably want to go with a business name, a company name. For me, I didn't know the answer. I thought maybe one day I would bring on a team, and I wasn't sure. So I just figured I'd start with my own name and figure that out later. And that's an important point. You can always figure it out later. You can always change it. You can always expand. You can always just use your name and have people working behind the scenes. But if you do want to be perceived as a big company, like you have a lot of manpower behind you, it's easier to do that with a brand name. Number 3, do you want to share your personal life? Now, you don't have to do this regardless, but some people want their personality, bits of their personal life and their real who they are to be present in their branding and their messaging and their content. And if so, it might be a good idea to go with your personal brand, build your personal brand up. For me, I knew that I was probably gonna have me right in the center of it. I had built out a couple brands before where I was the center point of the content, and it was well received, so I thought, all right, let's just run with that. And in my experience, you have a lot of flexibility when you're using your own name. So I can be Liz Marie, the individual, or I could present myself as a company and be more corporate and act more corporate if I want to. It's kind of up to me. Number 4, do you like the spotlight or do you want anonymity, to be anonymous? That's what that means. If you like the spotlight, you want the spotlight on you personally, obviously go with a personal brand. It just makes sense. Use your own name. It'll be all about you. If you don't like that, you can still use your own name. It just might be tougher. You might want the kind of protection of a brand to hide behind, a brand name, so that it's not all about you. You're not at the forefront. You don't have to be the centerpiece of everything. Number 5, do you want to be the authority on something? As in, you are a thought leader. You personally are known for this thing. You're the expert. If so, absolutely use a personal brand. Use your own name. You will become known for it. That's not to say that you can't build up a company under some other name and still have a reputation and be known for what you do. But it's just harder. It's like not the most efficient way to do that. It'd be like, you know, Sharon Smith, founder of this company that's famous, and it still works, but at the end of the day, you would still be building up the business brand and your personal brand at the same time. And that's just more work. If you want to be the expert in something, if you want to be known for it, do yourself a favor and just use your own name. Do you do other things? This is an interesting one. It came up with one of my best friends. So this can kind of go either way. Sometimes you may have your hand in a lot of different businesses and you don't necessarily want to be defined by any one of them. Maybe you have like a Etsy shop over here and invested real estate over here, and you have some service-based business over here. They are not connected at all. So probably a good idea to keep them separate with separate brand names. Sometimes the opposite is the case. Let's say there's some unifying thread. They could even be totally different industries, but your approach or methodology or some aspect could be consistent, and they're all a part of you and what you do. That would be a good reason to use a personal brand and use your own name, because you are the common thread that connects all these different businesses. Kind of just depends. That is called a brand architecture exercise. Maybe I'll do a video on that. Okay, so those are the 5 questions to ask yourself. It's not always that black and white, but here's the important thing. Whatever you do, be consistent. Use the same name, whatever that name is, on your Instagram, on your website, in your logo, in your email address, your URL, like all the things should be wherever you're building the brand, putting energy in, putting content out or marketing or sales, whatever, it should all be the same name. What you don't want is that, let's say your platform blows up on TikTok, and so your name has a ton of credibility to it. People trust you and love you and whatever, but then they go to buy from you and it's another company name. It's not that that can't work, it's just an unnecessary step of friction in the process. Like, why would you introduce this moment where someone could be skeptical? Like, well, I trust this person, what's this other name? There's no need for that. If you have that problem, you can manage around it, but if you're gonna start from scratch, just skip that whole issue altogether. Just be consistent, use the same name everywhere. And also remember, you can always change it. Always, always. Is it annoying? Sure. I've changed my real name a few times. That's a story for another video. And trust me, it is annoying, but it can be done. So for example, while my company right now is called Liz Marie Strategy and it's just me, one day I might want to build out a full agency and have a whole team of people. And I could still call that Liz Marie Strategy, or I could rebrand and reintroduce some other name, and that's fine. It might be a little bit of work to just get that name out there, but it's totally doable. You're not set in stone. And finally, most importantly of all, in the words of my favorite brand, Nike, just do it. Just pick one. It's not that big of a deal either way. You can always change it. Any bit of hesitation or resistance is just fear and perfectionism, and you really can't build a business until you have a name. So just do it, just get started, and let's fucking go. Hopefully this helped navigate this very specific issue of personal brand versus brand name. And if you want more on picking a brand name or how to come up with a name, check out my video on naming. Until next time, stay badass.
All right, y'all, if you like this video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff down there. And check me out at Liz Marie Strategy or LizMarieStrategy.com.